Welcome to the UKC by Caveman Training. UKC stands for
Unconventional Kettlebell Competitions.
And we're going to be doing those online. It's suitable for anybody from novice to advanced. It's going to be fun because we're going to have exciting new exercises that you're doing. So it's not like the regular clean and jerk snatch. This is something completely new, something for everybody. So we hope you'll join in. You can join in anytime during the month. So it's not like we all get together at one time and you have to do it at that time. No, during the month you can take your time and film your submission. The first submission that we're doing this coming month is the Spartan
Warrior.
Which is
It's a hang clean, a jerk and an overhead reverse lunge.
That's it. Now, there will be an alternative for the overhead reverse lunge for the novice. They can just do it racked. Now, let's just go through this without weight to show you what it looks like. You start racked with the kettlebell. You drop the kettlebell into a hang, squat movement, pull it up into racking. That's your clean, hang, clean. Then from here, good rack. Then your knees come forward. You push that weight up. Your heels can come off the ground if you need to. Then you come under the weight. Elbow is extended. Then you stand up. That was your jerk. Then you do your reverse lunge, stepping back, knee touching the ground, elbow remains extended, back up. Rack it. That was one rep, and then you continue. We'll show you what it looks like with a kettlebell as well. For more information, type in your browser go.cavemantraining.com/
Spartan Warrior.
That's it. So check out the rest of the video for technique and a lot more details, but also make sure that you type in that URL, have a look at all the details. They're all there, and join in. Get other people to join in as well. Join us in the groups that we have online. All right, the technique. Let's break it down a bit. The hang clean. Anna, if you can clean the kettlebell up any way you want, start in racking position. A hang clean is where she's going to drop the weight. Her elbow is going to go back like she's reaching for her gun. Elbow comes back. That keeps the kettlebell close to you, and then you let it drop naturally from a loose grip into a hook grip, into a squat position, looking ahead, and then pulling it back up straight away. Here's what she's going to do. She's going to do one hang clean on the right, then switch to the other side, do it again, and keep alternating. When you're ready, let's go. Hang clean, alternate. She's really going to keep that elbow locked out and straight for as long as possible so that she's pulling that weight up with the legs. As that weight drops, she's catching it in a hook grip. That's just a loose grip in a hook. That handle falls in there. Then she ends in a loose grip with a 45-degree angle of the handle. Just keep going. Squat movement, full extension, good rack. So that's the first thing that you want to learn. When you're done, just put it down. There you go. So I'll do a few more side on. So, as I said, you start in racking. So it doesn't matter how you clean it up to start with. Good rack. When you're ready to practice this, just let it drop, pull that elbow back, hang, back up, clean it. So that pull of the leg, you want to make it as powerful as possible so that the weight comes up, and all you need to do is let go, catch the weight. Pass, clean. Pass, clean. Now this is a good thing to practice because during the competition for your entry, you can switch at will. That means you can do 10 on one side and then switch, 5 and then switch, or just 1 and switch. It doesn't matter, switch at will. The thing is, the more you switch, the less reps you're going to get out. So It doesn't matter how many times you switch, but it does matter if you want a lot of reps. But you also don't want to go to fatigue on one side either. Okay, so that's your first step, the hang clean and practicing the switch. Then we get the jerk. The jerk can be done while keeping the feet on the ground, like a push press, and then coming under, or your heels can come off the ground if you have a heavier weight that requires more power. All right, Anna, please do a jerk. Just do a couple on one side. That's it. Make sure you're in full extension. That's it. So her knees come forward. Just switch when you're ready and keep going. Her knees come forward and she pulls them back to drive that weight up. Then she comes under the weight, pushes herself under the weight. Her elbow needs to be extended before she comes up. She can't keep that bent and then extend it at the top. That's a no rep. There we go. Just put it down. Great. So that's your jerk. A great way to start practicing that, because there is an alternative for the novice. You can do a push press. So push press is a great way to learn your jerk. Can we see some push presses where the heels remain on the ground? Same thing, knees come forward and back, nice and fast. That elbow is pushed up from the hip and you're pressing it out. So you're not dropping under the weight. You can switch when you're ready. Try and keep the heels on the ground, but of course, if they're not...
It's a little bit hard at times.
It is a little bit hard at times. Okay, switch at will. Knees forward, back. So you really want to engage the back muscles, the posterior chain, driving that heel into the ground. That will keep that heel on the ground as well. So that's a push press. You can put that down. So that's a step towards your jerk. Okay, so a jerk, the difference is you're pushing it up with the legs and you're pushing yourself under. It's double dip. That's a jerk. Okay, so far we got the hang clean, we got the jerk. Now we're going to get the reverse lunge. Before you start doing a reverse lunge with weight, you want to do it without a weight. So we're going to take the weight away and we're going to get Anna to lunge back on one side a few times. There we go, full extension. All the weight on that front leg. That knee taps the ground gently. It has to be done gently. So if you're plonking down already, definitely do not add weight, because then you're going to plonk down even more. You're going to damage your knee. Okay, so that is a reverse lunge with just body weight. Next, we're going to clean the weight up and we're going to rack it and keep it racked. And do your reverse lunge. Tap, bang. Okay, from there, you're going to do the whole thing. So hang clean, jerk, keep it overhead, reverse lunge. Gently tap, all the way up, and rack it. Okay, down to the ground. So that would be one rep. You would not put it down to the ground in the competition. In the competition, you're doing a full 6 minutes or a full 12 minutes or a full 30 minutes. You fail if you put the weight down, basically. So you can rest in rack. So let's say you've done 20 reps and you still got 1 minute to go, but you are out of breath. Rest here. When you're ready, go again on one side or switch to the other side. And then you can still rest a bit here before you do your next rep. So that would be hang clean, jerk, reverse lunge, and go again. This covers all the exercises. We covered everything now. Face side on, please. Lunge back, but one knee comes close to your heel. This is what we do not want to see. Two things are going to happen here. This heel comes off the ground and we are seeing a triangle here. We do not want to see a triangle. Adjust. We want to see a rectangle. Even if that rectangle is skewed, it doesn't matter. We want to see a good rectangle or a skewed rectangle in between those legs. Okay, so that's one thing to look out for. What do you need to do? You just need to lunge back far enough. So don't just drop down here. It's going to put pressure on your knee. And we also want to set standards so that everybody's doing the same thing. This is a lot harder because the weight needs to be on this leg here. Okay, rectangle, even if it's skewed, but there is a rectangle. That's what we want to see. So make sure you take your time on that. Practice without a weight. Next thing, a hang clean. We don't want a dead clean where the weight is on the ground or even near to the ground. We also don't want a very shallow clean where you're pulling with your arms. Either we need use of the legs. So we want to see the top of the bell below the crease of the knees or right on it, but not here. And you can go as low as you want, as long as it's not dead to the ground. But the lower you go, the more energy you're going to use. So under the crease of the knee, pull up. Now, we're using a squat, but if you decide to use a hip hinge, it's not going to be a no rep. It's just going to be more effort for you, as long as we see the rest of the details, which is the top of the bell below the crease of the knee. But I highly recommend that you do this with a squat, because a hip hinge, you're putting all the load on your lower back. Next, the lockout of the arm. So, Anna, bring that arm overhead, please. Here we go, just face the camera. Now, her arm is locked out now, but now she's going to lunge back and then her elbow breaks. Here we go. Now we can see that this is bent. Lock it out again. This is the difference right here. Bend it. Now come up. So make sure that as you're going down and coming up, that arm remains extended, fully extended the whole time. If you can't do that, then you just need to go down on your weight, or you need to rest in racking. You cannot go down on your weight during the actual set. You need to make a wise decision prior to starting your set. Alright, on the reverse lunge, it does not matter which leg goes back, but I recommend for yourself to set a rule. So, for myself, I'm going to keep the leg under the weight planted. So this leg goes back right there. It's also going to be easier because the weight is supported right here. If I take this one away, the weight is on this side and we need to do more work with the hips. So that's one reason why I will also leave this one planted.
It's also okay to adjust that back foot during the reverse lunge. I'm in an overhead position here, ready to step back. I'm adjusting my back foot a little bit to get more alignment, and then I come down into it. Okay?
That's it. And as you're standing up, make sure that you come into full extension. So this is full extension. This is not where my knees are still bent and my hips are bent and even my ankles. And then you go into a rack and another rep. Now, full extension. So side on, you would have to see your wrist, elbow, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle joint aligned. All right, let's do a few reps together. Here we go. Racking, hang clean, jerk, overhead reverse lunge, rack it, hang clean, jerk, overhead reverse lunge, rack it, hang clean, jerk, overhead reverse lunge, rack it, hang clean, jerk, overhead reverse lunge, switch at will,